Today we will understand the various kinds of political beliefs and economies of the world. For example, in India we have democracy. In USA we have federal government. So I have noted most of those, and before we start the concept, we have to understand three things. Multiplicity. One country, one nation can have more than one kind of situations, such as India is a democratic country and India is also a secular country. So there are existence of two kinds of economies, capitalist, socialist, anything can be possible in one country. Just like Britain, we have parliament also and monarch also. Second thing is names. The simpler forms are democracy, capitalism and secularism, and the tougher forms are Nazism, fascism, Maoism, Leninism. So these are the names which are given on the basis of the person who has started that. For example, Nazism. Nazi was the party of Hitler. So Nazism, the term is based on the party of Hitler, which started the concept. Leninism was based on the concept because Lenin was the person who started the Leninism concept. And screenshots. In the last of the video, I have given the definition in very brief. You can pause the video and make screenshots. You can print out only if necessary, so that you can understand the concepts more clearly. So the first kind is republic. When the highest post of the country is elected, it is a republic. No matter what kind of post is it, what that post is called. For example, in India we have president. The president is elected in India, so we have a republic. Democracy. Democracy is a situation where the government is wholly elected by the people of the country or in any manner. So that is a democracy. So India is a democracy. Monarchy. The kingdom, the king, the ruler, the supreme leader is the king of the nation. For example, Nepal and Britain, Brunei. These are the countries where we have kings. Secularism. When the government allows propagation of all kinds of religions equally, that is a situation called secularism. So India is also a secular country. Constitutional. Very simple, the name itself is suggesting any country having a constitution. The highest law, governing law of the country is a constitutional. Parliamentary. When the leaders of the country are meeting together, making some decisions equally with their own personal votes based on their own concepts, own thoughts, the people, that is a parliamentary form of government. So next we have socialism. Socialism is a situation when government plans and distributes all the resources of the country available inside the country within the geographical limits and territories, and distributes them to all the people according to the policies or equally. Capitalism is a situation when the resources and industries are mostly privately owned, the capital is mostly privately owned, and the people are used, the poor people are used for the development of factories. Marxism is also a kind of capitalism, but Marxism says to exploit the poor. Capitalism does not exploit them, they use them, but they don't exploit them in unnecessary manners. Maoism is just the opposite. They prefer agricultural development of the nation so that more and more people can get jobs and get developed. And imperialism, this is what the British has mostly done with India. Just conquer a country by any means, use its resources, use its people as slaves, and use everything available in that country for the development of the main country, which imperialized the slave country. This is imperialism. So next we have commonwealth. When many countries have one common factor, can be anything, they are all known as commonwealth nations. For example, the very good example is all those countries which were once ruled by the British, the Britain, the United Kingdom, they are all known as commonwealth nations because they have one common factor, they were all ruled by one country, United Kingdom. Secondly, we have communist. Communist, the most easiest example is China. So communist is a form of government when there is only one ruling party. It makes all kinds of rules. There is no second party. Although in China we have a second party, but that is only for the namesake. They cannot do anything. They cannot oppose any policies of the government. The one single ruling party of the China country makes all the rules and policies of the government, They control everything from capital, from industries, and federal. United States of America is a very good example of federal, when all the states are having independent rules and regulations of their own. It depends on their own specific locations, specific people and their culture. That is the federal government. But in any kind of emergency or in the specific set of national interest, they are united. For example, defense. For example, some attacks. So America is a united nation in emergencies, but normally it is a federal government. So under Leninism calls for according to Leninism, revolution is necessary for the development of a nation. So it calls for the revolution even for suppression or throwing off the ruling party, and it is a kind of a mix of dictator and communist. All the good points are taken out from both, and Leninism is started basically. Dictatorship. In dictatorship there is no party, there is just one ruler, one man, one person is the ruler in dictatorship. There are no rules in dictatorship. Whatever that one person dictator says, simply that is the law. For example, Saddam Hussein, the very good latest example of dictatorship. Fascism is a kind of dictatorship, but it has some set of rules. Dictatorship is not having any rules, but fascism has some rules specified for the country for running of economy. And fascism also calls for the suppression of opposition party. Under dictatorship, there is no party. Even the dictator is not from any party. He is himself the ruler. But under fascism, there are parties, and fascism says that other parties should be suppressed. And extreme form of all of the political parties is Nazism. The party of Hitler, the Nazi party, was Nazism. Nazism says you can do anything just for the development of nation. You can even kill the citizens of the nation for the development of nation. How? According to Hitler, Hitler had the philosophy that all those Divyang people who were not contributing anything for the nation, who were just wasting the resources according to Hitler, they should be killed simply. For example, blind person. According to Hitler, blinds cannot do anything, so just kill them. Now, in those times, in the era of Hitler, in those periods when Hitler was ruling, maybe that was true up to some extent. But today, we can see that blinds can do anything. So, according to, let's back compare to the concept, Nazism says there is absolutely no party, opposition party. There is just one party. That party is the ruling party. That party makes every decision, and every decision is based only for the development of nation. Clearly, there is no reservation or lower class or upper class. There is just one class, development class. Everything is decided on the development of nation. So all the useless citizens, such as criminals, maybe the mental peoples, those who are having some mental issues, or ill people, old people, they are just simply killed. There is no discrimination. This is the good point in Nazism, that there was no discrimination in the country on any caste or religion or anything.